What is going on, everybody? Back on it. Berserk manga chapters 36. Is this on? 36 and 37. Two very big build-up chapters. Last chapter, or last video. Everybody should be seeing this on Monday, by the way. Guts had a really good kind of walk and talk with Judo, and Judo is like the only sensible character I feel like of the entire group. He doesn't seem to be obsessed with anything. I'm curious like what he views Griffith as, because you see the extreme of like what Casca views him as, and you see like the enigma that Guts views him as. I feel like Judah, it's just a good gig. He's probably got no other family or something, so he can just be very open-minded to things. So it's good to see them go back and forth. And then the other chapter is the face-off that we see here. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor now. You should be able to. So again, I have no idea if this is going to be like a full-on out like battle royale to the death type shit here. Is this where Guts like loses an eye, loses an arm, a hand? Is this the moment Griffith ascends to a god hand? The squad back here: Rickert, Corcus, Casca, Judo, Pippin. Do they get in the way of this? I don't know. I don't know. Like, if this shot right here that we see, this is the main cast of the manga so far. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these 7 people are the people we spent the most time with. They've got the most screen time, panel time, however you want to draw it up. All we know so far in the current timeline is that Guts is alive. He is a human. Griffith is alive, and he's a demon. Now, is he truly alive? When his God Hand term expires, I mean he's dead. I don't know what that means. So those are the only 2 people we know that are currently in the current story. What happens to these 5 right here? If I had to put money down on it right now, do I think a single one of them are still alive? Like just one? I don't know. Given the way you guys kind of like talk about it and hype it up and hint at things, it makes it seem like none of them are alive. It makes it seem maybe even Guts is the one that kills them or accidentally kills them. I have no idea. If I had to bet money, though, I'm going to hold out a little bit of hope. I would say one is still alive in the current timeline, but if I had to put money on it, I'd like it to be Judo, and then Casca, then Rickert, then Pippin, and Corcus. Honestly, nobody likes Corcus, but we'll see. I don't know if they're actually going to fight, if they do some light sparring and then they stop, but it's curious. It's like Griffith made the comment, he wants people to follow their own dreams and do their own thing. So what does that mean? Why can't Guts do that? Is it because he doesn't want to lose Guts? Guts is precious to him? Like he actually loves Guts? Or is Guts seen as a tool for him to do the dirty work, to run in 1 versus 100, and he can't afford losing that? I don't know. We'll see. Let's go ahead and get on in it. Here, press and play. That's going. Lower this in my head. Cursor. Mic. Good. Alright. Chapter 36. And if I had to put money on the fight right now, though, if they really go to the death, I think Guts win. Guts has been in the trenches, battling. Griffith has not. It's odd. I'm feeling strangely calm. 3 years ago, that day was like this one. It all started with a duel. Now it ends with one. Fine by me. It's so much more fitting than some half-hearted farewell. Yet I'm upset. Yet I'm up against Griffith, so there's no way I can drop my guard. This says to me I'm still worth spilling blood over in your eyes. 3 years ago, I think 3 years ago, okay, Griffith won, so we could say Griffith is better. In the 3 years, Guts is better. He's been getting practice. Like, I don't know. I just think at this point in the story he is, so we'll see. I don't know where to read this, if I should start here. Guts is strong, but then even so it's Griffith. Griffith can win. I'm sure Griffith can stop him. He's become much stronger these past 3 years, unfathomably. Okay, I think that was supposed to go first, then Guts is strong. Griffith can. I'm sure Griffith can stop him. Yes. And everything will stay as it has been. She wants her cake and to eat it, too. She wants to, like... Remember, she hated us, by the way. She wants to, like, fall in love and worship Griffith, but then expect, like... I think she's in love with Guts. I truly do. Is that my wish? Do I want him? Do I want him to stay? Yeah, it is. She's coming to the realization. She wants everything to stay as it has been, and recently they've been spending a lot of time together. And Guts even hinted at it when Judo asked him about it, you know? And the only reason he said no is because, you know, Griffith, her being obsessed with him. I can't sense your typical brazen fighting spirit. Your eyes remain calm. I want to get Griffith inner thoughts here, because we never get his thoughts on things. And yet they're poised, devoid of precariousness. That's how firm you are in your resolve. Do you want to go? Is this how badly you want to leave my grasp? Like, is he taking it as an insult? I don't know. You can't, you can't. I won't have it. I won't let you. So is it just an obsessive thing? Because you gotta, with what Griffith said, does that apply to everybody else but Guts? And if so, why? What is it about Guts that, like, he has to have, you know? I don't know. But what do I do? His speed and power are nothing like they used to be. Correct. I'm not sure I can parry his attack anymore. If I can, my sword won't last past 2 or 3 strikes, and all this snow might hinder my movements. Victory must come in the first strike. Oh, we gonna go like one hit quit? Just like whoever hits it? Oh, we're going in. And of course Guts gets flippin' sliced, man. The instant his blade falls, I'll deflect it and slice into the top of his shoulder. Is he visioning this, or did this already happen? Okay, well, we know that doesn't happen. My speed and timing can't be off even slightly. It's a strike I won't be able to constrain. There's no other technique I can use to beat him now. If successful, even Guts wouldn't escape unharmed. No, if in the instant our swords meet, pressure from his alters the arc of mine even just a little, I might really kill him. I like how confident this is, like, because like I said, we rarely get inner monologue of like what he's thinking unless it's like somebody else's flashback, or like we hear him talking and he doesn't know we're there. All this confidentness, I don't know if that's a word, he's speaking right here about how, you know, I'll dodge it in one strike, and, you know, I'll deflect it shoulder. I would love for Guts to just slap this and get it done in like 2 hits, you know? And really, like, I want to see him flustered. Even then, if I can't have him, I don't care. But if you can't have him, nobody can type thing, so might as well kill him. Wow, so suddenly. Good. Deflect it, and I mean, this is real life now, right? This is no more like fighting in our heads. They really took off. Man's trying to deflect it. He's gonna lose an arm. His Guts cut his arm off, you think? Does he actually do it? Or do you think he goes to the moment of and holds it? I don't know. I can imagine just like the repercussions, not for Guts' safety, because if Griffith loses an arm, Guts can go 1v5 versus the rest of them. But I'm just trying to think of, like, how much longer does Griffith go on as a regular human trying to play this, like, Midland political game thing? An assassination attempt, and then he shows up the next day missing a limb? Do we actually cut this man's arm off right here? Like, that's not like wrist down. I mean, wrist down, you're still fucked. Especially for what the line of work he's in, but that's shoulder down. And look at his face. Oh, you guys can't see the panel of Guts' face over here. Oh, he stopped it. He snapped his sword? Dang, Griffith thought he'd be able to get one off. Like one parry, dodge, and strike. His sword snapped and damn near lost his flippin' limb. He stopped it. Wow, I was really wondering how reckless we were about to get right there. He won. And I'm so glad for this that it wasn't even close. Now, Griffith isn't going to be the one to, like, bend over, cry, and like throw a dagger in his neck or some shit like that, right? I mean, he won. It's not even close. Even if like we want to restart again, like it's over. And he drops his sword. Casca comes running. Griffith, like you just lost. Wow. The man sheaths it and walks right past him. I'm loving this though right here. I want to see, because I feel like once we catch back up to Griffith as God Hand Demon, we don't get to see his eyes, we don't get to see his face, we don't get to see emotion and personality, if he shook, if he cares. So to see him defeated, I don't know if he's ever lost a fight, number one. And number two, I don't know if they've ever seen him lose a fight. Maybe he lost when he was little coming up, but now the people that worship him is essentially God. Huh. Sheaths it and keeps it moving. Take care. It's like that, huh? No other words? Wow. Griffith. Oh, Casca. Just go run and tell him you love him. She does. Okay, I was like, come on. Because to my knowledge, I think all these people are going to die the next time you don't get to see them, so it's good to see her speak up. And what's so wild is, like, she goes to check up on him, and I don't know if she feels like Griffith doesn't want to be touched here. Maybe I'm reading too much. She goes to, like, check on him, stops, changes course, and prefers to, like, put her attention to Guts, thinks about it, and then actually calls his name out. Oh, I thought she was going to say something or run up to him. Guts really left us without even looking back. Yeah, I mean, you have to. If he goes back and gives everybody a hug and a high five, it just makes it so much worse. That's why he wanted to do this in the middle of the night. It's like a fluke. It had to be. Damn it, I won't accept. I mean, yeah, Corcus, that man is... It's alright. It's like stumbling on a rock on the roadside. It's petty, small thing. The place you want to go is more distant, farther off, so it's alright, you'll stand up. Is that Guts' thoughts? And you'll start walking soon. That was great. I'm glad that didn't end in a beaten and bloody mess, because the only two survivors we could account for would be Guts and Griffith. But I'm glad it went that way. Like I said, Griffith's great. We've never really seen him like actually in there throwing, except for the one fight that he had against Guts originally. We've seen him get dotted up by Zod, which who wouldn't be? But besides that, he's just been like working the back political game, giving commands from his horse. The hours and training that this man has put in, like you just can't keep up. Like you could say that Griffith is more talented, but hard work eats talent. So, and he's dips. So I'm curious right now if we had to put money on it, besides Griffith, because we know he sees them again. I don't know if he sees them again as human. Do you think he ever sees these? You think he ever sees them again? Chapter 37. Is he out here fighting ninjas? What is this? Okay, so clearly we've gone into a new arc here. Guessing. Scroll through all this. Is he just shattered? Is he a shell of himself? What, at the loss of defeat? At losing? At what is it? Oh no, that's a great image there. Is that what flips him? But here's the thing though. We can't say him losing Guts is the reason he then decides to become what he currently is, a member of the God Hand or whatever. It's already written. The road is already passed. They just have to walk through it. He was going to become this. So whether we want to use Guts just happened to be the catalyst that did it, but it was going to happen. So we've got this like thorn crown on a skull head and a behelet breaking out of it. I hope we catch back up right where we left off. I wonder if he finds what he wants in this before shit goes down. Wolf out there. Why am I so scared? Alone? Yeah, it's been a while since I camped alone like this. When I think about it, I haven't been truly alone once these 3 years. I'd forgotten this sense of unease unless my sword's right next to me. Of course, I could have avoided nights like this back then. I'd forgotten that the night was this vast, this deep. I never even thought to try. Maybe I'm once again trying to throw away something irreplaceable, able that I'll ever have again. Because, like, he wants this. He wants to go back to it, but he needs to find what he wants first. To be honest, as long as I can feel warm, isn't that good enough? Am I trying to let go of an irreplaceable today for some vague tomorrow I might never find? If that even... True, he's asking the right questions. Even without some big exaggerated dream, people go on living. Because, like, what if he goes out there, finds what he wants, achieves it, and it just ends up being shitty? Or he doesn't even come up with what he wants, and it never ends up being as good as, like, this life that he had. Because they were starting to get to the point where, like, they might not have to be front line in the trenches anymore. He might be getting pulled back, but he doesn't know a life that isn't fighting. So maybe if they turned more into, like, being lords and ladies, or lady, it might not be... I mean, he doesn't know any better because he's never had any better, so it's... In the first place, I got this idea in my head from hearing Griffith's words. If I hadn't, can I say I've set out by my own will? When you start thinking about that, then you can never become Griffith. That's not today anymore, it's yesterday. I want to catch back up in them with the squad. Oh shit. Was he just thinking of this, or is that real? Is Zod really up this man's ass? What the hell happened? What was that? That bloodthirstiness? A beast? No, I remember this. This is that savagery that feels like it clings. Could it be? I'd love to see them run it back. I still don't think Guts could, because this is just not human. I'd like to see if it's even closer. Is he just like triple paranoid, or something really out there? Blindsided me that easily. I couldn't even react. I can't move. If I move, that's when I'll be killed. What the hell's going on out here? I mean, there's clearly some otherworldly things happening here. Or is he that paranoid that we're supposed to take it as that? Is that real? Is he seeing this? Are we seeing this? I feel like we've seen this horse, no? He's got a thorn rose sigil on his leg. This looks like the guy we defeated for Drury or whatever it was called. Looks like his armored horse and shit. Is this Demon God himself? What is this? I mean, we've never seen any iteration of this or anything hinted at this. I remember Zod's horse kind of looked like this. Is he actually seeing this, or is this all in his head? I don't know. Let's find out. I don't know. The chapter's almost over. Possible. I'm sure he was right behind me. I've never misread an enemy's presence once. I could have sworn he was trying to bring his sword. This is what I'm saying. Like, you have so much skill until it reaches that, like, non-human level. Then none of it makes sense. It doesn't matter about all your training and what you do. There's, like, things that they can do that you can't even fathom. It's odd? No, it's not. But this weird, unreal feeling. So the gears have indeed begun turning. Ah. So this person, whoever this is, clearly knows what's been written, what is destined, it would seem. Maybe he sees Guts separated and knows, like, oh, okay, if he's not with Griffith, then the dominoes have started. I don't know. Oh, he hears that. Oh, okay. Gears, what's that mean? You struggler, take heed, struggler. 1 year hence shall be the time of the eclipse. Okay, in 1 year they're talking about this eclipse again. Look at this down here. This almost looks like the girl God Hand, a little bit design that we saw. You and your friends, those yet unseen of the fleshless flesh, and that unkingly half of yours shall all be gathered then in that place. Are all of us going to be taking into that hell dimension? Is that where everybody gets sacrificed? Gut somehow gets out? A torrent of madness, a tempest of death for which the human body could never atone, shall sweep over you. Who are you? Take heed, struggler. You were born from a corpse and began your life from death in the mud. You are closer to death than anyone, thus you excel in escaping it. What is this? Struggle, contend, wriggle. That alone is the sword of the ones who confronts death. Never forget this. Who the hell are you? How do you know about me? And he just vanishes. In the abyss of despair, only he who stands up with broken sword in hand. Perhaps it's gone. Wait, an illusion? Night of the skeleton. Now the snow will melt. Please hurry to your bed, Your Highness. You will catch a cold. Yes, you are dismissed for the day. Her Highness seems depressed. That she does. Lord Julius, Lord Adonis, and even Her Majesty the Queen of all died in succession. I'd be gloomy too if I lost 3 relatives in a row. But Lord Julius and Lord Adonis aside, Her Highness disliked Her Majesty so much. Yeah, correct, we all did, don't be foolish. So much the more because they were, after all, parent and child. What the fuck is this shit? Is he really just out? She's trying to get the girls to get out of there. She's trying to let that man slide in one time. What is this Romeo and Juliet shit? Why is he out here on the trees in the middle of a snowstorm and shit? Like, that's high up there. Didn't they just show the whole shot? Like, look how... I don't know. Something the matter? It's nothing. Go, go, go. Lord Griffith, what in the world are you doing in the rain at this hour? Good evening, Princess Charlotte. You're not going to go in there and, like, slit her throat, are you? It would cause a terrible uproar if it were known that a gentle man had entered the palace alone this late. If anyone were to see you... Okay, I have no idea where to take this. Therefore, if Her Highness doesn't object, would she permit me to enter her room? If someone were to see me now, it would inflict damage upon your honor. Besides, it's rather difficult to keep one's balance out here. Yes, of course, come in. Now, so he's in his 20s. She's what? Didn't we get an age drop? Of like 12, 13? Somewhere between like 12 and 15? Like, she looks young, which I'm just going to always have an issue with because of the current time we're in, but that's not a big issue back then at all. She could be this... Imagine Griffith like 60 and her getting married off to him. Forgive me for dripping so much water in a lady's chamber, and for my ill politeness in visiting so late, and she literally runs over to him. I've missed you since that day, half a year ago, ever since we partied that morning you went to war. Parted, excuse me. I've been so scared ever since that day you left. I'd wake up so many times, breathless from nightmares that you had died in the battlefield. What's his play here? I'm really nervous for her well-being right now, because we haven't gotten a check-in with him since Guts and that whole thing. And then once you came back safely, that dreadful thing happened at the victory ball. I passed out when I woke up. Then it was my stepmother who... I never did manage to come to terms with her. I didn't even try. Nothing but frightening and sad things have happened. I've been so alone. Why? Why didn't you come to see me sooner than this? What's up, bro? Are you gonna kiss her? Oh, perfect. I mean, he's just... I feel like he's so zoned out that it's like, I mean, I still have a goal and things I want, I gotta go get it done. I mean, he's got her wrapped around his finger, it's not even, yeah, it's... So are we calling him the Skeleton of the Night? The Night of the Skeleton, or what? This is weird as hell, number one. I'm very uneasy about this man's mental right now. I think what I'm hoping for the most as we lead up to this eclipse moment, and it seems like, if I interpreted that right, or Guts will at least be taken there, Griffith and maybe everybody else, are they all going to be taking into this, that other dimension, hell entrance, essentially? In that place? It sounds like we're all going to be brought there. It almost sounds like, I always get it confused. What was he, the Baron, or whatever his name was? The Count? Remember when he got taken in and Teresa was brought in there as well, and they gave him the option of like sacrificing her for like whatever. I feel like that eclipse moment is going to be. I mean, it already knows Griffith is going to be brought to that and turn into that. It's been written. And I wonder, again, with the whole destiny and fate thing, was it put in his head to make him sacrifice those around him? Or did he truly want something like that and has no problem sacrificing? And that's where you get, it's like free will. Are the decisions that are being made by everybody in this story, are they actually decisions for them, or are they because they have no free will? The same question Guts had up here when he said something along the lines of, I got the idea in my head from hearing Griffith's words. But he never thought about leaving if he didn't hear Griffith talking those words? Or did he truly want to, you know? Can I say I've set out by my own will? I don't know. So we get introduced to another demonic figure here. What was the name drop? I think it was Guts said it. The Knight of the Skeleton. So again, I'm guessing he's maybe not big bad. I don't know. I don't know. So we've gotten introduced to what, the Count, the Baron, but they were still, I mean, they're demon, but still had human forms and things like that. The Five God Hands, and then Zod, and the Knight of the Skeleton, who we just got introduced to. Really, and he said a year from now. So I'm curious, is there going to be no interaction between Guts and the rest of the group up until that eclipse moment? That'll be very interesting to see a whole year pass. And then what's become of Griffith's mental by then, because he seems to maybe just be like, hey, I still have a goal, I'm going to go do it, but doesn't seem to be... I don't know, he doesn't seem to be mentally there. I would love one of the next 2 chapters, because, you know, we read 2 chapters a reaction. I would love chapter 38 and 39 to address just the squad post Guts leaving. I feel like we could really use a chapter like that, especially with Casca and with Griffith. So we'll see, because didn't they start this with a shot of Griffith just not well at all here? So I don't know if that's like figuratively showing him this is what might be going on in his head, or is that really him just like back in his room just laying there just depressed, sad? I don't know. We'll go ahead and leave it there though. We'll see. Guts is officially separated from the group. We've had another demonic figure show up and mention the eclipse, and he's given us a timetable a year from now. We'll see. Appreciate it, everybody. We'll be back with the Berserk on Friday, chapters 38 and 39. Like, share, subscribe as always.